This is one of the most famous bone beds in the entire world. This is the world-famous Craddock bone bed. Evolutionarily, this is essentially where your roots come from as mammals. This is an episode in the history of life that will have deep ramifications for all land-dominant animals from here on out. Everything we know about land dominance is because of the critters that you guys are going to be digging today. It's a pretty amazing place.
So life on land had gained its first big plant-munching herbivores that now roam the early Permian landscape, including right here in what are now the red beds of Texas, and which have been a feature of our planet in some form or another ever since. But alongside them evolved another link in the food chain. Earth's first large terrestrial apex predators had arrived. They were also pelycosaurs, but their ancestors had remained meat-eaters, growing in size in parallel with their newly herbivorous Adaphosaurid and Caseid cousins. And perhaps the most iconic of these was Dimetrodon.
Crazy to think that this is, when you think about Permian and Dimetrodons, wherever you are in the world, if you see a Dimetrodon skeleton in a museum, there's a good chance it came from right here.
Wow, that's incredible.
Dimetrodon is the world's first known fully terrestrial carnivore to fill the role of apex predator. The first to rise to the very top of the new complex food chain that had emerged on land. So today we are at the Craddock Bone Beds. This is an amazing field site that I'm so excited we got to come visit. You're looking at this stuff that is hundreds of millions of years old, weathering out of the side of a rock that tells you what environment you're in, and bones that tell you what animals were in that environment. It's time travel, right? Geologists, we say that when you're looking at the rocks, when you're looking at stratigraphy, you can read them like chapters of a book. All of a sudden, you get to see the world not just as it is now, but as it has been throughout eons, and as it might be in the future. And being able to connect to that, it's unlocking all these new layers to the world that I live in.
One of the things I was going to ask, one of the things I find really kind of compelling and fun about paleontology is just like the farther down you dig, typically, the farther back in time you go. So where in time are we between like that hilltop and here?
Yeah, so we're Lower Clear Fork, which is Lower Permian, roughly 287 million years ago. So 287 million years, we're reaching the apex of size for Dimetrodons. So Dimetrodons have been around for about 20 million years now, and their sizes have been getting bigger over the course of the last 15, 20 million years. And in the Lower Clear Fork, where you guys are, we're at the last breath of Dimetrodon. So we are seeing the last big push of Dimetrodon. They get to their biggest size. We see Dimetrodon grandis, which is the largest, and then, wait about 10 million years, and, they're all gone. So this is the last act.
This is their peak.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! Ah!
I don't know, tiny little something diagnostic.
Yo, you got a toe bone.
This is a baby.
Oh my heavens.
This is a baby Dimetrodon toe.
Shut the front door.
What? That's awesome.
So that's a little toe. We love toes.
Wow.
We love
I
toes.
love toes now too.
Well, unlike my co-hosts and colleagues, I'm not a scientist. My background is in science writing, science journalism. Most science writers would tell you that we do what we do out of an abiding curiosity about the world, and that's probably the case for me. I am not a skilled fossil hunter.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that one's
another
just a stick.
You're doing a great job, Blake.
I don't have those kinds of eyes, but my colleagues do. When I go on a dig with them, it's humbling how easily they find fossils.
So it's most likely a Dimetrodon rib. So when
My
you find,
first Permian bone was a Dimetrodon?
Yep, absolutely. The very first thing you found was Dimetrodon. So
Yeah.
the
boy.
caliche rind on this tells you,
There's
that these
another
are.
one.
there you
Wow,
go.
they really are just everywhere.
And once MB and Chris started finding fossils, then I kind of picked up on what I was looking for. And then you realize how many there are. And you can see the details. You can see the porosity of the bones,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is important. Permian is important. You gotta take care of
Fossils stick.
Permian bone.
Rocks don't stick.
Realize it.
And by the end of the day, I was able to tell generally what part of the Dimetrodon this fossil was from. And that was impressive, considering that, at the beginning of the day, I didn't know a bone from a stick.
It's a claw. That's a Dimetrodon claw.
Oh, yeah, look at the...
That is a killing claw. They've only been on the planet for 20 million years, and they've already evolved claws that can do everything they need it to in a matter of seconds.
Wow.
Super cool.
And I found it.
That's right.
Yeah. Amazing job.
You're the one that picked it up first. So that's right.
We are so excited to tell you about our new TV series, Eon's Life and Death on Pangaea. We've been working on this for the last few years, and it's finally ready. The 6-part series, set in the Permian period, tells the story of the formation of Pangaea, when life, unlike anything seen today, was flourishing. But it was a time that ended in tragedy, with the most catastrophic mass extinction in our planet's history. It's free on PBS platforms, including the app. Check out the link in the description for more on where to watch.